Let me start with something easy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas 2023 to everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. That's where I want to start. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is going to be my review, my honest review of The Color Purple, the 2023 version. I'm not here to caress you. So I'm just going to say that here. I'm not here to caress you. You don't win them all. So some people are going to be cool with what I have to say. Some people are not going to be cool with what I have to say. And that's all right. And that's all right. I'm just going to say that. But I didn't come to sit here to give you the love fest of, oh my God, it was just so great. And no, I'm not here for that. And I'm not here to tear it up either. So I'm going to say this. There are going to be some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, click off. If me talking about it is going to ruin your experience, because surely we know you've never seen The Color Purple before. Anyway, if you want to click me off now and come back and watch after you've seen the movie, I'll understand. I'll allow it. That's cool. No problem. But for those of you who have agreed to stay and decided to stay, let's go ahead and talk. I'm going to say, did I like it? Sure. Did I love it? No. Was I supposed to love it? Not really. See, the thing is, The Color Purple is a classic film. It's a classic film. It's classic because of the time period that it came out in. It's classic because of the book that it derived from. It's classic because of the players that were all involved on the original one. All these things actually work into why it is such a classic piece of cinema, such a classic piece of African American cinema, because it dared to tell the story. It was one of those films, Precious, Color Purple. There was only really a few films that really dare to tell the story the way the story was meant to be told. That's why it's a classic. So that's why it gets kind of sketchy when you say, am I supposed to like it? Because when you really get down to it, the movie Color Purple is really about incest. Oh, yeah, I said it. See, I told y'all. It's really about inbreeding, incest, and a whole lot of other things that we don't like to discuss in the African American community. And somebody was bold enough to go ahead and tell the story. And it was a big hit. Because you know why? Because the truth has to be told sometimes. Even as a little boy, when Color Purple, when I see that, I said, oh, this is stuff right here that all my life, I've been told that ain't us. That ain't what we do. That's what them other people do. Some of that stuff goes on in every nationality, every race, every color. We just ain't never been the ones to be sitting around talking about it. We don't like talking about that and all that. So, but we're gonna go there a little later. But that's why I'm always kind of pulled in two different directions when you say Color Purple. Am I supposed to like it? Are you really supposed to like it? You're supposed to take something away from it. When you watch and you see it, you're supposed to take something away from it. And then it's a cinematic experience. That's the other part. So for as far as the cinematic experience, yes, I like, what was done. Yes, it was done on a large scale. Yes, it works. It works. But the story itself is a hard story. It's a hard story. So when I left, I had a headache. When I left from the movie theater, I literally had a headache from crying so bad through the movie. Like it was the first time I ever seen it. Like it was the first time I'd ever seen it. Because here we are again in this dark corner. And it is a dark corner. It's a dark corner. And there's really no way to get around it. There's really no way to get around it. We literally open up a movie and this girl is walking around pregnant by her father. And we're not even there very long before we find out he takes the baby from her and tells her, I'm going to give it to God the way I gave the other one to God. Where meanwhile, we know he was lying. Well, we found out later he's lying. He ain't gave nothing to God. What he did was sold both the babies to the local pastor and his wife, which says that they wasn't shit either. Oh, here we go. Don't talk about the church. Why not? I ain't talking about the church. The church is cool. It's the raggedy sons of bitches that's in it sometimes. I said it. I said it. So it's hard. It's a hard story. Hard story. Hard sell. Used to be a hard sell. Ain't such a hard sell anymore. But this is what it was. So Color Purple 2023, I'm going to say it was pretty much what I thought it would be. Of course, it's an adaptation of what is actually there. It's an adaptation of the musical of it. So it's a reimagining of things, and I think it was really meant to be an easier watch than what was originally done, but still getting the story across. Yes, there are messages. There are tons of messages. There always has been. Messages of forgiveness, messages of family, messages of women's empowerment, messages of Black women holding one another up. All those messages are actually still there. All those messages are still there. But it's basically what I thought it would be. I thought that some of the stuff would be softened. Some of the blows would actually be softened, I thought. And in some areas, I felt like they did. I felt like there was some cleaning up being done and some things being left out. Some things were omitted. Just like I said, there's that message of women caring for women and that kind of thing. Okay, but we're not going to sit around and pretend like women are not catty. Even though they care for one another, they're the first ones that'll tear each other up. They'll tear each other up. So I laughed at some things being omitted, like some of the lines, like, you show is ugly. Okay, we've been laughing at that for years. We've been laughing at that for 40 years. But the truth of the matter was that ever funny? It's funny to folks that don't consider themselves ugly. But was that ever funny to a dark-skinned girl with tightly coiled hair coming from a more fair-skinned woman with curly hair? No, that shit ain't never been funny. It ain't never been funny. But wasn't that was women. That's the type of things that women do say to each other. And even through that, could be the best of friends. Could find a beautiful relationship of some sort. But I find it very strange how they just omitted that line. We got the scene. We got the scene. And we got where Taraji looks at Fantasia And we were waiting on her to say it, and she never said it. The intention was still there, but who made the decision to pull it out? Somebody that ain't never thought that shit was funny. But we've been laughing at it for years. Even when the father, when Celie's father died later on in the film, and then she meets the new wife who is very young, a very young girl, nice little girl, and they ask, how did he die? She said, on top of me. They took that out. Why? Why did they take that out? Too crass? It was crass 40 years ago. But it was true as to what type of raggedy buzzard that he actually was. Why did we omit that? And again, what we looking for? Or was it just me? I was the only one. It ain't shit that was waiting for that line in the movie. I bet I wasn't. And then one of the best lines that I didn't understand. I'll say the last scene with Suge Avery and her father. I was thoroughly disappointed. The whole coverage of Suge Avery and her father, I thought this film did no favors at all. It actually cheated you of the story of Suge and her daddy. And I said, I'm working with it, and I'm still waiting for her where she just saying, God's trying to tell you something. And the line is, see, Daddy, sinners have souls too. Why was that omitted? That was the most powerful thing said between Suge and her daddy. That was one of the most powerful messages in the original movie, if you ask me. Because right there, you took the church to task. The church was taken to task. So for me, and maybe it is just because it's me, being part of the LGBTQIA and Black, it was very powerful for me. It was very powerful to see her father, who was so stern and so hard-laced to, what he had going on. You're not doing exactly what it is I'm telling you to do the way you doing it, and you're going to hell. To see him hear that coming out of her sinful mouth, and the click where he got it. He got it. And then the bridge closed the gap. I thought that was one of the most powerful things in the whole movie. For me, it really was. Still to this day, and I was waiting, and I felt very cheated that it wasn't actually in there. I thought they breezed over it. I thought the whole scene was just breezed over. And as far as entertainment value, I felt we were cheated. We were cheated because I didn't have a problem with the music. The music I thought was much more lighthearted in this film, which I think they wanted the filling to be a bit more lighthearted. So the music was much more lighthearted. The music was great. The music was great. As far as musicals go, I'm a musical kid. I did the Annie and the, all of that, Pippin and Pearly and all that. I was that kid that took ballet and all of those little classes and all of that. And I was the one that was watching Fame, and I loved Coco and Leroy. I did all that. I was that kid. So, I'm down. Even we go with Grease, and white and Black musicals. I'm here for it. I did all that. Love the musical movies. But I felt like we got cheated. There's something about it, honey. When that church door flies open, honey, and maybe God is, honey, how can you I was just, I said, Oprah, wait a minute. How did you let this get by you? Especially as in touch with all that type of stuff as Oprah is. I couldn't believe that decision was made to. I don't feel like I watched The Color Purple without here. I hear you, Lord. I missed it. I missed that scene being there. I missed that scene being there. Now the coverage of Miss Sophia being in jail, that was heartbreaking. That the reworking of that and how mean things were, as far as her time in there and how they cut the visit short and all that. And when Danielle Brooks, her best thing for me, she had her little humdingers and stuff, and I came here to get some. What she said, to get some understanding. But if there ain't no respect, all that funny. That's funny, and that's a good time. But I think her best thing was when she said very simply, "Don't leave me here. Don't leave me." When she was crying out, saying, "Don't leave me here," baby, my heart broke into a million little pieces. I said, "Oh my God. Oh my God." My head was hurting so bad by that time. I said, "This is terrible." They did that. Now they did that, Miss Danielle Brooks. You did that. You did that. I feel like Taraji just got cheated. The part of Suge Avery is a huge part of The Color Purple. She is a villain. She is also a savior. She's questionable as hell. She's very, very Catwoman-like. You'll be glad if she's on your side, if she's around, but she really ain't the bitch that you want around your daughter. Because let's just be honest, she literally turned Celie out. Oh no, y'all don't like that kind of teaching, huh? She literally turned Celie into an old lesbian, didn't she? And I laughed because I said, I thought they was going to try to soften that blow and play with that, but they didn't. I said, well, thank you for keeping that there because they were lesbians. Let's not play. They were lesbians. Their relationship went real far in. It wasn't just, she was her savior. She was her savior. She was her savior. And then she taught her how to see herself. She taught her what it feels like for somebody to want you, somebody to look at you like you was something to actually be lusted after. She turned her out. She turned her out. Now, I'm going to ask mothers of a daughter, how would you feel about a Suge Avery being around your daughter? And be honest. Leave it in the chat. Leave it in the chat. Be honest. Because see, that's another thing that I was here for. That the movie has always showed the acceptability of lesbianism in the Black culture. That ain't never changed. That's I always think that's it's an interesting dynamic. We don't like to talk about it much, but it's an interesting dynamic that a lesbian is always more welcome than a sissy. Because if that type of relationship was explored with two male characters in this movie would have been thrown in the trash can. In the trash. It would never have been a classic. It might have gotten banned. But anyway, see, I'm having a good time with this. And I know some people are sitting there. You sit on your hands, you mad? You mad? Stay tuned. Anyway, so let me say this. Now, y'all know how much I love Fantasia. I love Fantasia down to the ground. I wouldn't care what she sang. It could be the ABCs. It could be one, two, three. It could be whatever. Something that grandma laid on her. That's what I prefer. That's what I prefer. And I wish Fanny, if you don't hurry up, come on with this gospel album, girl, you had better. But anyway, Fantasia. Maybe they did some working with Fantasia. See, Fantasia was the girl. See, she lived it. She lived it. That whole silly thing and not feeling like she's good enough. We watched her. So of course she could play the part. But I love the full circle of it all. How at one point you felt like you wasn't nothing. And you actually know for a fact that you are everything. They had to use makeup and things to make you downtrodden. See, you seeing you like that. We didn't see you like that, Fantasia. I ain't never seen you like that. Never. I've never seen Fantasia as a silly. Did she have some bad shots that she took in life early on with the American Idol stuff and all that? Yeah, she had some bad shots. Did she have some rough road? Yeah, she did. She did. But as far as being ugly and all this, no, I mean she had some different issues that you get fixed. Was her teeth? She had gate mouth teeth. Yeah, she had that, but that ain't nothing but a trip to the dentist, baby. And it all got fixed. But they had to literally work with Fantasia to bring her to a place to be able to look the look of Celia. They done padded her body because Sister Fantasia is built like a brick shit house. Do you understand me? So I loved sitting watching that they had to use the wonders of theater in order to break Fantasia down because you wasn't never down there, sis. You was always bad. And all while she was on American Idol and that, she ain't never been no nappy head, nothing. Fantasia had the baddest hair on TV forever. We talked about it all the time, about how sharp her shortcuts were and how there was never a piece of hair out of place. I personally love how they had to use the magic of theater to make her look downtrodden. I loved it. Now, her whole doing this, it is cool. She did a good job. She did a good job, and I'm going to say this. Anything that you're nominated for, you deserve it. Anything you win, you probably already should have had it. Will I be pulling for you? I sure will. I sure will. Sure will. So let's just get that right on out the way. But was I thrown out on the floor and think this is the best thing that Fantasia's ever going to do? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to tell you what my walk away, and this is my main walk away. The first thing if I'd have started the video off and said, let me tell you what was my major walk away from this, what I would have said to you is watching Fantasia play this role, watching Fantasia play Celie didn't make me love Fanny more, didn't make me revel in how great of a job Fanny did. You know what it did for me? It made me appreciate what Whoopi Goldberg put down all those years ago. Fantasia's performance was a huge ode to what Whoopi Goldberg put down all those years ago. It made me re-look at Whoopi's work from a different lens and say, damn, Whoopi, like, you really kicked ass in this. So Fantasia's performance, nothing away from Fantasia. She was nothing less than brilliant. But her performance made me appreciate Whoopi's performance even more. Even more. Even more. And I got to say, I felt a little bit of the same way about Danielle and Oprah. I did. I felt a little bit of the same way about Danielle and Oprah. Though Danielle deserves all accolades that's going to come her way, because with Oprah doing so much with Miss Sophia, and we know that Miss Sophia truly is Oprah. I don't know what was written in the pages in the beginning, but Miss Sophia is Oprah. Oprah created that character to be like we endeared her. That was Oprah. That was the brilliance of Miss Winfrey. It truly was. But Danielle Brooks got in there and truly made it her own. She made it her own, and that's very hard to do in something like this. Very hard to do. She did a wonderful job. The young lady who actually played young Fantasia was brilliant as well. She was brilliant as well. That young lady who played early Fantasia, early Celie, if there's ever another life story of Fantasia, they need to go get her. They need to go get her, because I believe she could slay playing Fantasia, because she looked, I was like, oh my God. It took me a couple scenes before I realized that was, I said, damn, Fanny, come on. They got you playing the young part going into the, no, the little girl was just that good. She was just that good. But yeah, they had to pad Fanny and all that. And then now we're seeing the press run, and Fantasia is clean. There are literally, if you type in your YouTube, you see all the videos of all folks like me, baby, just screaming about how clean Fantasia is. And I bet it feels so good to get up out of there, because they had to take and make you downtrodden, and then you come back bad as the real Fantasia. Because see, that's what the real Fantasia is, bad. I don't care what anybody tells you or anybody said about you previously and prior. The real Fantasia is bad and always have been. Always have been. But whoever these stylists, her stylists and folks is putting her together, brilliance. Pure brilliance. And I'm loving every moment. Now, let me grab a couple other people, because I'm gonna get out of here. I didn't even expect to really talk this long. I gotta go back into some things. I do have to go. Let me grab a couple of these other folks. Halle Bailey, fantastic. This was your crowning moment, sweetie, not The Little Mermaid. I went to see The Little Mermaid. I was very much proud to be sitting there as an adult African-American male of LGBTQIA status, a lover of music, someone who's been watching since they were little girls on YouTube and singing and doing their thing. I was more than proud to sit there and watch her make her blast onto the screen as the Little Mermaid. But let there be no mistake. Let there be no mistake. Playing Nettie was a whole different ball game. To hell with the Little Mermaid. Baby, Halle, you are Nettie, Miss Thing. You were Nettie. Do you understand? And then Sierra brought it in the end, and Sierra played the adult Nettie, which floored me, because I didn't even think that Sierra could even pull that range. Because I always see Sierra as just such a cute, she's a cute little mommy and a cute little pop star, pop and R&B star, But she came out there and gave you grown ass woman, and it worked. Grown ass African American woman. In all the garb, held up, pulled up, proud. But when she stepped out of the car, all you was proud. Proud. I was like, that's Sierra. Oh my gosh. But the movie had the best of our best. It really did. It had the best of our best. Tamala Mann opened up the singing. I said, well, we can't lose here. When Tamala Mann opened up the singing, baby, it can't get nothing but better. What you talking about? What is you talking about? I didn't even realize she had did it. But then once I seen her, I said, well, come on, James, what are you thinking about? Who else would be? Who's getting ready to do anything like this and don't have Tamala Mann somewhere in the mix? A damn fool. That's who. That's who. So very proud. Um, so much good stuff. This Coleman Domingo, I don't know him. I've seen him, but I really don't know him. He gave Mr. a whole different zhuzh as well. See, because Mr. originally, Danny Glover, he was just an old buzzard. He was just an old buzzard, and he just was mean and surly and nasty. And he did that. He created that. That was that. That Domingo, Coleman Domingo, that was something totally different he had going on. Coleman Domingo, fine. He fine. I looked, I said, well, damn, wait a minute. See, that's a different Mr. See, and then I'm in a different place in life as well. Whenever I first seen Danny Glover, remembered when the movie came out, I'm what, 10, 11, 12 years old. And he was just an old damn buzzard. So I ain't seen him as attractive. He was just an old damn buzzard. But that damn Coleman Domingo, see, I'm grown now. I've grown. I said, oh, he was up there singing. I said, oh, so I see where his little draw is, where he had the women on the side now, because that thing is fine. I said, okay, but he was a buzzard. He wasn't shit. He was a buzzard. He was a buzzard. Her was the most delightful, cute squeak that they could have ever found. If we couldn't have Ray Dong Chong, that her was so adorable as Squeak. They kind of lessened up her part. Well, not really. Not really. She just didn't get her ass kicked as bad as she did. Oh, she got tore up. Was Ray Dong Chong, and it was, they made it kind of comedic. But she was cute as Squeak. Very, very cute. Very cute. But that her is, she's a very, very cute young lady. She really is. But I really liked her. Okay, I got to go back over to this side here. This is to this dark side for a second about the lesbianism and just a little bit more about Suge. Because I just feel like Taraji got cheated in this. Taraji is too good. Too good. Y'all know I love Taraji. Y'all know about me and Taraji and Cookie and all. Y'all know about me and Taraji. Taraji is too good of an actress for them to have lessened her role the way that it was lessened out. Her story, there's so many layers to her story. And if given the opportunity, she could have done so much more, which she was awesome. She was awesome. Her singing was fantastic. It really was. But I knew it would be. When I seen who her vocal coach was, I said, okay, all right. I already knew she was getting ready to bring it. She went and grabbed up the best of the best, baby. And she came on and she brought it forth. So I said, okay, I got you. Stevie Mackey, when I said the best of the best, grabbed and brought it forth. Do you understand? So I wasn't worried about that at all. As soon as I seen them working together, I said, come on. Come on. Push the button. Yeah, I knew that was going to be right. So that was cool. But like I said, that whole, she's like the Catwoman of the thing. She is a heroine. She saved Celie from her self-degradation, and she saved her from being in that dark corner and not knowing how to get out of it and all of those things. She saved her from that. But yes, she also introduced her to a whole nother lifestyle, and that kind of can make you feel a kind of way, because was she really gay? No, I don't think she was really gay. Did she get turned out? Yeah, that's a whole kind of an issue. See, because I could be your friend. I'm gay, very much so. And I could be your friend, but I ain't got to make you get down with me to be your friend. I have a bunch of friends who are male, who are straight as an arrow, and I would never overstep. Never. I would never try to get them to come over. Oh, come on over on my side. Let me introduce you to the dark arts. No, not cute. Not cute. So even being a gay person and looking at that, I didn't like it. I never liked it. That whole, when I say turned out, I don't even like what that is or what that means. Never have. Never have. That's my own personal thing. Like I said, there's going to be some folks to be mad at me, baby. Y'all fingers is going to be burning down, and that's good because I got a strong back, strong. But I ain't never like that. So no, I don't like that part of sure. Like I said, she is a mother's nightmare. Ask Sissy Houston. Ask Sissy Houston what she think about Robin. Anyway, that wasn't nice. I didn't mean it to be. But if she could have took Robin away from Whitney and threw her in the garbage, she would have been picking dirt and old food out of her hair, honey. Trust me. So that I see Suge as that. So in that, a villain. You're my best friend. My best friend. You're doing all these positive things for me. You're bringing me up. You're lifting my spirit. You make me feel good. You make me see my self-worth. You're doing all these positive things for me. But at the same time, whore, you're in my house disrespecting me and laying with my husband. So no matter if I don't never like my husband, that don't mean you get to sit in his lap. So again, the villain, just as much as the villain as the heroine, that Suge Avery character. And why does she even feel like it was okay for her to do all that? Because she was broken. She was broken. She needed somebody to save her. But the only person that could save her is God himself. The only person that could save Suge was God himself. She needed for her father's heart to soften just enough to be able to hear her and see what it is that she was saying. And God provided that for her. Because if you pray enough, he'll step in and take care of stuff. But that was the only thing that could have ever happened to actually fix Suge. She was a broken individual. She's a broken individual. And as much joy as she brought Celie, she brought that much pain and confusion. She did. Very interesting. There's a whole book that could be written just about that relationship. And you know, it's like I like her, but I don't know about you, girl. You slick, sly, and wicked, bitch. She was. She was the slick, the sly, and the damn wicked. She disrespected her man, that man that she did. She married that man. She married that man that was doing the whole music thing with her. She married him. She was disrespecting him. He knew she was screwing Sheila. He knew. That's the first that we're going to talk about Polly. They all living together and know what's going on. You know that's your woman. See, because Mr. figured it out right away that Sugar done stole his woman. A lot of men go through that. A lot of straight men. They don't want to tell that. Every straight man, not every, but every straight man want to experience a threesome till they get in that threesome, and whichever lesbian it is, steal they woman. How many men could tell that story? A plenty. How many is willing to? Not many. I'm gonna leave this right here. Maybe we'll have that conversation another day. But this is all what was going on for me down to The Color Purple. Baby, I was having a good time, but my head was hurting from crying and stuff. See, I was crying about a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff that was in the story that maybe it didn't hit you. Maybe they have nothing to do with you, but that's what The Color Purple is. It hits all of us different. But I had a headache when I left. I did. I had a headache, honey. I had a headache. But I felt like that role was reduced and didn't have to be. And I think that they lost something in it. Now let me leave y'all with this, because this is where I said I thought things were kind of being softened, or maybe I missed this from the original, but I don't think that I do. I didn't see the movie 900 times. I don't remember this being a thing at all. At all. And before I say that, I will say this. In the press run, we've seen Taraji. She's using this time to talk about inequality in pay with Black actresses, and I think it's brilliant. And y'all stop trying to make something of it with this Taraji versus Oprah. There is no Taraji versus Oprah. Do you understand? They ain't got no issues. If Oprah had a problem with the message that Taraji P. Henson was pushing forth, she would have shut it down before it ever got out of Taraji's mouth. Do you understand? Oprah is 1,000% behind that message, and you could take that to the bank and cash it. She's 1,000% behind it, or she would shut it down and shut Taraji down. Oprah's behind that message. I would bet money on it. So I just had to say that. But anyway, so here's the thing. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this because I don't really know. Maybe I missed it. I don't know everything. I don't know everything, and I am old. I might have forgot or whatever. And what version was? See, at the end, they threw it off to, oh no, he wasn't really your father. And she's like, what? You mean I had a mama and a pa that both loved me? Yes, you did. Your original daddy, he's not really your dad. He was your stepdad. Your dad died. Your mother married him. And then that's why you got this shop and all of these things, because your real dad owned the land and the building, and they lived on and all of that. And he left it to Nettie and Celie. So in actuality, it never was really incest, because he never really was her father. See, now I felt like that was thrown in here. I don't never remember that from the original. I don't never remember that, or maybe I was so upset with what was going on or had gone on. So y'all tell me in the comments, was that the storyline in the original? Because I don't remember that. I don't remember that. That felt like old nice little jug that ain't really what we do. So let us clean this up. That gave me very Tyler Perry. Very Tyler Perry. And I'll tell you this, I didn't appreciate it. Tell the damn story the way the story was meant to be told. The story was told as what it was. It was an incestuous behavior and relationship that was ongoing with Celie and her daddy. And the sister knew about it. And there were other people who knew about it. And so did the damn church folks that bought them babies from them. But I just felt like they was cleaning up loose ends. And that just is such an ugly part of what the story is, that they just wanted to kind of like clean it. Like just kind of clean it. You can't clean it up. It is what it is. It is what it was. It is what it's always been. It is what it's always been. It's always been ugly. Leave it. Leave it be. Tell the story. So I don't know, but I'm conflicted with that. So you all, if I've missed that over the years and that was actually always the thing, please put that down there. And I probably have to go back and watch, but I don't believe that was ever revealed like that. Like, I don't ever remember that. I don't ever remember that. I just remember he was a damn buzzard and he was out of order. And child. Anyway, I walked away with a headache from crying so bad. Good tears, bad tears, tears in general. This was a cinematic event. It was, which I knew it would be. Um, some things were a little lighthearted. I think the Suge Avery piece of it got watered down, and I didn't like that. I think Taraji is too good of an actress to even have been watered down and not given the opportunity to really sock it the way that it could have been socked. And with that, that's all I got to say for right now. For right now, because I got a feeling like I might be talking about this again because there's still so much more that I have to say, but I've talked long enough for right now. Color Purple 2023. Go on and see it. You might as well go on and see it. You're going to see it just as many times as you did the original. So stop it. Open up your pockets when it actually counts. Because right now is when it actually counts. I don't need you all to wait till it's streaming. I don't need none of you cheap bastards to be, I'm waiting on to get on my Fire Stick. Fire your stick on down to the movie theater and put the money on the table. We need the money on the table. We need the numbers for our stuff. For our stuff to pop the way that it's supposed to pop at the box office. Stop being shady and go get it done. Trust me, it's a good time. It's a good time. You're going to be crying and stuff, but it's our story. It's our story. Who tell it better than us? Us. And on that, bye.